and implement new mission and vision statements that will guide our work together as a professional learning community. And the faculty defined activities and progress towards their goals. Specifically, they implemented a professional learning community philosophy where teachers met weekly to collaborate and plan together to meet student needs. And this was usually done on the Wednesdays at early release. On the early release Wednesdays, the teachers would meet to plan to meet the student needs. Activities are planned together with short and long-term goals in mind. And then faculty meetings focused on curriculum topics and implementation activities. Teachers presented samples of their students' work and discussed expectations, student progress, grading rubrics, and curriculum ideas. Also, grade level teams continued to find time to plan grade level activities and presentations, such as the Wax Museum and Thanksgiving Feast.
Okay, the final goal is a curriculum goal. It's continue to provide instruction that engages, challenges, and meets the learning needs of all students within classrooms. So philosophically, we know it's best to offer choices, especially when there's a classroom of students with diverse abilities and talents. So teachers it's become common practice where they offer different choices to kids. So if a child reads a book, for example, they might do a typical written book report that we done when we were kids. They might do a PowerPoint presentation. They might make a poster. They might come in dressed like the character and talk about character traits. So there's different choices that kids have in sharing their knowledge. What's important to us is that they show what they know and use their talents to do that. Teachers are always using rubrics to show students what they're looking for and their knowledge, and that way they have an idea of how to present their information. You saw some of the projects related to these activities at this February meeting. Somebody brought in, I know, the pictures of the Grade 4 Wax Museum. Somebody brought in the plant project. Somebody brought in
Was that postcard?
the flat-
thing?
flat people
Flat
project.
people, yeah.
So different ways that really engage kids and their interests, but still following standards, as you heard in the meeting. Teachers are really always actively looking for ways to keep kids engaged and excited about learning. Collaboration planning time. In the past, we provided that for teachers either at the end of the day or the beginning of the day. This year we had Wednesday afternoons. We were provided that time, and teachers really took advantage of extending the time because of the Wednesday early release. Next year we'll go back to the typical model of either first thing in the morning or last thing in the afternoon, providing that time for grade level teams and special ed staff to meet together. Our parent association has really supported us and enhanced our curriculum with so many ideas. One that we're working on this week is field day. We keep rescheduling it. We rescheduled it because of the rain. We rescheduled it. Today we had it. It was really hot. We had to end it early. We rescheduled tomorrow because of the heat. So it's going to happen. But a theme this year is Olympic Day, and every classroom chose a country to represent. So that was a new twist, and people were excited about that. MCAS tutoring, as we do every year, we analyze MCAS and we make it a year-long process. We don't start in March and start prepping for the test. We really make it a part of our curriculum. So teachers starting in the fall, every week they talk about the MCAS and the analysis of the previous year's results, and then the question is asked every week of them: how do you use this information to inform your practice? So we like it to be a year-long practice so that kids aren't feeling like all of a sudden it's stress time in the spring. In addition to that, and using that data to improve practice, we also started MCAS tutoring before and after school for students who demonstrated a needs improvement or warning status on the MCAS exam. We provided that for kids, tuition free. In addition to that, we held an after-school enrichment program where many of our staff members taught after-school classes on various days for kids. And just to wrap up, we started off the year with difficult challenges. Like I promised the parents the first week of school, we were going to work hard, we were going to do what's best for kids, and we've had a great year. Teachers sometimes had no planning time during their class day, and I don't feel like I could say I probably had less than 10 complaints from teachers. With the stress of the day, they've really been working hard and really been committed to kids and learning. knowing that hopefully it's a short term. And parents have been so supportive and involved. Very positive, very helpful this year. So I wanted to just send a shout out to my wonderful staff for working so hard this year, teachers, staff, everybody really put forth great effort, and thanks to the parent volunteers, our senior volunteers, and the PA and the school council. Thank you all. We welcome our new school PA board for next year. We have a new board, so we're excited about that. And congratulations to the board that worked really hard this year. I also wanted to mention we had a real sadness this year with the loss of one of our students. So that was a real sad downtime for us, and we really pulled together. And in recognition of that child, we had a planting of tree ceremony for him. What a great way for kids to be able to grieve together in support of their teachers and friends. And kids are still leaving things at the tree, which is nice for their friend. In addition to that, because of that, we have a fund in honor of Kyle. It's called Kyle's Gift, and that was in the newspaper, and many people have been sending in contributions both to the school and directly to the Bank of America, so we thank you so much for that. That money will go directly towards Kyle's sister Jessica for her college tuition. So thanks to the community for that. And then on a happy note, our secretary is retiring after 37 years. Our reading specialist and another teacher are also retiring, Mrs. Sophio and Mr. Burke. But I just brought a couple pictures to show you. We had a surprise ceremony for our secretary. We tried to keep it intimate by involving only our school community. And somehow I managed to have the entire school sneak out the back doors and sit outside on the lawn. If you know Helen, Helen likes to keep in control and know what's going on in the building. And she couldn't find a classroom because a parent came in to dismiss their child. And I had to pull the parent aside and say, this is what's happening. But poor Helen was really upset. She couldn't find the classroom. The classroom didn't tell her where they were. And that's not okay. And so she went into the faculty room and was telling this teacher how upset she was at him. And lo and behold, we're all sitting outside the window, 560 or so people, very quietly. And we lifted up the shades, and there we all were. And so we surprised Helen. So I brought in, we'll pass around just a few pictures to share with you of that very special surprise event. So we wish Helen, Jim, and Mary Jane the best of luck. Thank you.
A couple of questions. I have one question toward Dr. Troughton, but regarding the MCAS tutoring. Dr. Troughton, is the MCAS tutoring, that Dr. Katz has referred to tonight, is that the same thing as at the little school? Because I know Mr. Lassise was in last week and talked to, is that the same program, or is it a little bit different at each school?
At every school, we've identified students in need of improvement or warning, and we've targeted those kids to tutor.
Okay. So it's the same sort
The
of...
Batchelder also is doing it, and then we'll be continuing it throughout the summer.
Okay, so it's a summer program that's funded through.
Great. Other question I had, and this doesn't specifically tie to everything you just talked about tonight, but it was in your report, and again, this is probably aimed more at Dr. Troughton, but I noticed the school enrollment next year at the Hood, and I see the 5th grade, we have 3 sections, 25, 25, 24. And 2nd grade, 3 sections of 25. I don't think we're going to get an answer tonight. I guess I'm especially concerned about the 2nd grade, 3 of 25, and I just wanted to call that out. I'm sure that's a concern at that grade level. I just really don't, and I know we're going to be limited as to how much we can do, but when I see numbers like that at the 2nd grade, it makes me uncomfortable. So I know you're probably going to be looking at that, but because even if you put a 4th teacher in there, you're still talking about 19 kids per class, which would be great.
You have to look at the whole district too.
Right, but I just wanted to look at, I just wanted to look at those two. And this is projections, or is this moving forward, or is this anticipating any kids moving into the school, or how do you?
I'll be sending the updated numbers out, because I think that this is drafted, there's a date on there.
It says May 30th.
May 30th, okay, and there are movements from students coming back and forth into the home schools between our school and the batch, so those numbers will change a little bit,
Okay.
so we'll be sending those out just to neutralize those.
Okay.
Just to add, the Hood School is the school that will receive children from the new
development on Route 62.
Oh, right.
So we're watching that carefully in terms of the impact.
I think your goals are great. Everything we do at the school is important. I like there were a lot of specific activities under each goal. I really like the fact that improving student achievement had the most meat to it, because while we want to provide obviously a well-rounded education to kids, I think when it comes down to it, we're looking to improve the student achievement at the end. And I think that there's a lot of good stuff in there. And we did have a great time at the meeting in February. I never forgot the flat people. I just thought that was the coolest project, sending those people all over the world and those kids getting the postcards back, and it must be so much fun for the kids to participate in that. Any other questions or Dr.
I just, on that enrollment, there, have you included in these numbers the children in the language-based program?
Yes. Yes.
Can you just explain that?
Yes, we have a language-based program in 3rd grade, 4th grade, and 5th grade. And each grade has, well, the 3rd grade we have 3 students, and they're included within a regular classroom of attendance. So when they come to school, they have a language-based teacher who's in charge of their direct instruction, but we include them in a regular class list because they're part of our building, and we want them to feel a part of the classroom. So they're included as much as possible with their teacher. So within those classrooms, there are always at least two teachers, sometimes 2 teachers and a para, because each language-based classroom has a teacher and a para. So those classrooms really benefit with having extra staff, even when there's a small number of kids. So for example, in 3rd grade, there'll be 3. There's 3 moving into 4th. In 4th grade, currently there are 5 moving on to 5th. So those kids come with that additional added support.
Are they teachers, the paraprofessionals, or are they?
A certified special ed teacher and a paraprofessional along with the classroom teacher.
Came up 3 years ago.
It did.
About the class size, and that was one explanation.
I have to say too, with your comment about achievement, we're really focusing on kids who, what the data shows, need extra support, which is helpful in formulating those goals too. But also with the additional special ed and reading staff that we can hire, that's really going to help us target what we need to target with achievement. So I'm fortunate to get that.
Any other questions? Comments? Can I have a motion to approve the J.T. Hood Elementary School Improvement Plan for 2008-2009? Motion by Mr. Bowers.
Second.
Second by
Nicole.
Ms. Davis. Any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
I remember where we are now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jerry's issues. Okay, next, getting back to,
Nicole. Do you want to take books? Do you want the books? Are you waiting for the books?
are you waiting for the books?
Oh, she-
Just wanted you to present more.
No, I don't. No, I didn't know if you would just hang around for that.
No, I was just coming to listen to
Oh,
Neil's presentation, but I
okay.
will take these out of your way. They're well said.
Okay, next, we'll head back to the agenda under continued business.
You're welcome.
We have school building projects. Dr. Troughton, you had a very exciting day last week here in North Reading.
We did indeed. Last week, on June 3rd, Tuesday, we had the Batchelder receive $5 million check, which was just a wonderful amount of money at a ceremony held at the Batchelder School where State Treasurer Tim Cahill and Executive Director of the Mass School Building Authority, Kathleen Craven, really organized by Representative Brad Jones, and also with assistance from Senator Bruce Carr, to really bring together, after a number of years of working to change legislation to allow the Batchelder School to be considered